friends, Debbie here with Debbie Gets Crafty, and it's Thursday, and we are going to work on our first little cardinal keychain. Yes, it's an ornament, but I'm calling it a keychain. Why? Because I can. It's my channel. And this was a gift. This set was a gift from my friend Arietta from Crafty Witch UK. So we're going to get started on this. We're going to work on the number 8, which is his little feet, which I only need about 4. So we'll get started there. How are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing good. I'm very good. We're nearing the end of the week. That can't be a bad thing. There we go. I am working on this collaboration with my twin sister Judi from Crafting with Judi. I did not mention her yesterday, and I apologize. I've gotten really bad about that. And I'm sorry, Jude. I promise I'm going to try to do better. Because she mentions my channel every single day, and she asks people to stop by and subscribe. And I appreciate that, sis. So our next number, oh, I'm missing one more, number 8. Here we go, right there. Boop. Okay, I'm going to bring it in closer. There you go, because they're little. So our next number is number 3, which I have a butt ton of these. That's the majority of the color for each of these. I'm going to use the plastic that came with it just so I can put my finger down so I can get a better grip. There we go. So this is a collaboration with my twin sister Judi from Crafting with Judi. I just finished another set of keychains. She's still working on her little summertime keychains because she had enough of those to do, and I didn't have as many in my little collection. So I was gonna do ugly sweaters. I do have a collection of the ugly sweater keychains, but they are buried deep in the recesses of my stash, which is buried in my one corner of my office, which we're not going to get into that. The last time we spoke, I was kitting this set up, and I happened to start talking about siblings. I started out talking about my Aunt Anne, who is my mom's sister, and then I was naming off all of my other aunts and uncles. My mother came from a family of 7 or 8, I forget. But then I was telling you about my Uncle JJ, which is my dad's only brother. My dad was had a half brother. His name was JJ. And then I started telling you about Judi and myself and our siblings. Judi, I'm number 9 and Judi is number 10 out of 10 children. Now, we have 8 half brothers and sisters from my dad's first marriage. And we actually lived literally right around the corner from my dad's ex-wife. First off, the house that she moved into, actually my oldest sister Kathy bought that house for her family, and we lived right around the corner. My brothers and sisters, Judi and I were born we were not planned. I was trying to figure out how I was going to say this delicately. Judi and I were not planned. So, first we're an oops and then we're twins, so that's a double oops. Anyway, we were not planned. Our brothers and sisters are, well, our closest sister is 7 years older than us. And then it goes up from there. So we have, I have a brother that's, typically the age of, well, he's older. So we're just going to leave it at that. Much older. As a matter of fact, when he was born, he was either going to Vietnam or in Vietnam already. So that's the age difference. Anywho, Judi and I never really spent too much time with our half-brothers and sisters. We don't call them half-brothers and sisters. They're our brothers and sisters. They always just have been. Our dad had a very, how do I want to put this? Unique relationship with his children from his first marriage. There were extenuating circumstances to that. Judi and I never really knew the whole story because my dad always said it's none of our business, quite frankly. It had nothing to do with us. All we needed to know was that we have brothers and sisters and, to love them. And we did, we would see them on occasion. Every so often, sometimes, we'd have a brother or a sister drop by the house and we'd visit with them and they'd visit with my dad. But they, I don't want to say drifted in and out. Well, they did on occasion. They would drift in and out of our lives. But not all of them. Judi and I lost a sister. Her name was Veronica, Ronnie for short, at a very young age. Judi and I were only about 5 or 6 when she passed away. And so we never really got to know her too well. And then there were some siblings that, when we were growing up, we became very close to. The one that lived right around the corner from us. Her name was Kathy, is Kathy. We spent a lot of time with her. Her kids spent a lot of time with us at our place, at our house, right around the corner. But then there was some type of a falling out. And I don't know the story. I was never told the story because I was too young. And again, my dad said it's none of our business. And it wasn't. It had nothing to do with Judi and I. But it was a falling out nonetheless between my father and his daughter. And that created a very rocky relationship in my sister's eyes with Judi and me. Because we're an extension of him and... So there were a lot of years where we didn't speak. Now, there were a lot of years that we didn't really have too much connection to most of our brothers and sisters. As we got older, I tried to forge relationships with some of them. Our oldest brother, Richie, we did while we lived in New York. Todd and I used to go visit him quite a bit. And he actually walked me down the aisle when I got married to Todd. And I have, other brothers and sisters that I became close to. Not as close as they were with each other because, well, of course, that stands to reason. But I tried to form relationships with them. Fast forward to when my one niece got married. And that was when most of my brothers and sisters were getting together for the wedding. Now, I was not invited to the wedding. However, my one sister was camping that weekend. She lived upstate, and they figured they would bring their camper and they would go to the wedding, and they'd camp and they'd drive to the wedding, and then everybody would get together at their campsite for a barbecue. I was invited to that. My husband couldn't go that day. He had to work. It was a Saturday, and he couldn't go. So I went by myself. So my oldest sister Kathy was there, and we're all sitting around the fire having a great time. And all of a sudden, my sister Kathy perks up and looks me right in the face and says, "You know, we hated you when you were born. We hated you and Judi when you were born. Because, you were part of the reason why our dad left." That floored me. That absolutely floored me. It got me right to the core. I've never been more hurt in my entire life. And she's never spoke to me again after that. After she said that. She was kind of nice, in a half-hearted way. Kind of nice after that, during that visit. But then, after that, we haven't talked since. My oldest brother was not there at the time. Because, when you have that many siblings, some siblings talk to each other, some don't. So at that time, he wasn't speaking to some of them, so he was not invited to the wedding, and he didn't want to go anyway. But I saw him shortly thereafter, and I had made mention, that I went to the barbecue. I wasn't invited to the wedding, but I went to the cookout afterward. And he said, "Oh, really? How was it?" And I said, "It was fine," until Kathy said this. Well, I was unaware that when I told my brother this, he literally exploded on the inside. He was like, "How dare she?" He looked right at me and he said, "You were not the cause of my mother and our father breaking up. You were not the cause of that. Don't ever think that. That was a lie. And, how dare she say something like that?" And, which made me feel good. But he, after that visit, after we had that little talk, evidently he got on the phone with her and totally ripped her apart and said, "How dare you say something like that? You know for a fact that's not true. And, Debbie and Judi have been nothing but nice to, they had nothing to do with it." And they literally stopped talking. They've not talked since. And, which is a shame, because we're only on this earth for a short time, and we're brothers and sisters. We should get along. But I digress. There's a lot of people in the mix, so of course there's going to be clashes, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just, there's 10 of us all together, but Judi is my only true sister, full blood sister. We have 8 half brothers and sisters, but Judi is she's my everything. As far as siblings go, she is my every single thing. And we've been through thick and thin together. We'll fight over a piece of paper, but don't you dare look at my sister wrong. I'll gut you like a fish. It's true. I mean, I have defended her back when we were little. That's a story for another day. But needless to say, we'll fight over a piece of paper, but don't ever, if I ever hear of anybody ever, it will rain down on you like crazy with me. And yeah, but I mean, every family has its own dynamic, and that's ours. So, that's a little peek into our crazy family. I love all my brothers and sisters with all my heart. I would literally lay down my life for each and every one of them. I really would, and not even think twice about it. They're my brothers and sisters. No half. My brother Richie, our oldest brother, always said, "There's no such thing as a half in this family. You are our sisters, and they are my brothers and sisters." I might not see them that much. I might not get along with a few of them. And it's not, if I saw them, I'd give them a hug. I'd, love up on them and say, miss you and everything, because I do. But there's some that I would do more for than others because of the way I've gotten treated by them. And I would return that in kind, you know what I mean? But they're still my brothers and sisters. So that's a little peek into my family dynamic. My crazy family dynamic. I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat today. And we finished our cardinal. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh, Arietta, these are beautiful. I love them, and I can't wait to work on some more. And until I see you all again, my friends, I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that bell notification. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. And please leave me a comment. Let me know if you have brothers and sisters, and let me know if you've had a rough time with your relationship. I think all families, all siblings have their rough patches. You know what I mean? But in the end, my friends, you're still blood. And no matter what happens, you're still siblings. So I want to thank you for tuning in. That's all I have for today. Tomorrow's Friday, so we're going to work on another cardinal and maybe tell you some more stories about growing up. Until I see you all again, God bless. You take care. Happy crafting. Goodbye now.